Word, what's happening, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Monday, and hopefully, y'all got about an hour or so to chop it up with the kid. Add on, listen to what it is that I have to say, all that good stuff, man. It's gonna be a nice little build. We talking about aging and how it is not a disease and how we need to really change or shift our perception when it comes to getting older. So I'm gonna give y'all about 5, 6 minutes to tap in. Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Monday before we dive into that subject matter. What's the word? How everybody living and feeling, man? I'm back from Mississippi. Had to chill with the fam. Had to go live that country life for a minute. Now we back. We back in the swing of things, man. But what's the word? How everybody living and feeling, man? Hopefully y'all taking care of yourselves, being healthy, eating the fruits and veggies, getting enough rest, getting enough water in your system, all that good stuff, man. Exercising. I hit my workout earlier. Y'all know how I go. But what's the word? How we living and feeling? Ray Sean, peace, peace. What's happening? For sure, for sure. Glad you tapping in. Eugene, peace. What's happening? Antonio, my brother, peace. What's happening? Dominique, what's the word? Now I feel like every time I go down to Mississippi, I come back and I have to talk about health. Cause y'all already know how it is sometimes when I go down there to the country. See a lot of unhealthy habits. So that always inspires me to talk about health related topics. We got to do better, man. That's it's a market down there. When you go down south, man, it's not the best of habits, and they know it. People down there, they know it. They know it, and a lot of them just don't have the information or the education. They don't know how to approach it. But every time I go down there, I just see some terrible habits, man, when I go down south. When I go to the country, it's ridiculous down there sometimes. We got to do better, man. We got to stop making excuses. Because again, man, time waits for no man, time waits for no woman. If you don't take care of yourself, man, it's nothing for us to drop out here. The food ain't getting better. The quality of the food is only getting worse. So if you don't take care of yourself, like that's why we dropping earlier. Back in the day, like the quality of the food wasn't as bad. Now the quality of the food is garbage. So we don't have a large room or a large margin for error out here when it comes to the way that we eat. We do not have a large margin for error because the quality of the food these days is horrible. Even some of the healthy foods, like even the healthier foods, the quality is not the best. So we can't be slipping up out here, man. We can't be slipping up. That's why when you look up, you seeing 20-year-olds with diabetes, with cancers and all of this type of good stuff because the quality of the food. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. Emmanuel, what's happening? Mark, peace, what's happening? Dominique, man, I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. They will tell you that they eat anything. Like, they admit it. Like, man, I eat whatever. Like, nah, we can't be saying that. Moni, peace, what's happening? CC, peace, what's happening? We got to change up these habits, man, and we got to redefine what it means to get old. A lot of times, man, I get upset with my elders when I hear them talking about ailments that they may have and stuff that they are fighting with, and they always say, well, that's just part of getting old. Like, no, it is not. Like, I cannot stand to hear that. Like, when you hear one of your elders talking about the pills that they own, back problems, knee problems, all of this good stuff, and they start talking about, oh, well, that's just because I'm old, or that's what comes with getting old. And it's like they try to plant that seed in the young people's mind. That we gotta watch that. If you 60 and you're 70 and you out here talking to a 20 or 30-year-old and you breaking down because you didn't take care of yourself, and you telling this 20, 30-year-old, well, it's just what happens when you get older. You got to understand how that's affecting that 20-year-old. They looking at it like, why would I take care of myself like that when at the end of the day, I'm going to break down anyway when I get to 60 or 70? That's the type of seed that you planting. Fam, you 60 and you 70 for 160, you said that's young, man. You a young bull. Forget what y'all talking about. You a young bull. But if you breaking down at 60 or 70, it's because you didn't take care of yourself. That's what you need to tell the folk. Don't just tell them, oh, man, my knee and my back is giving out on me because, like, don't just say because I'm getting old. Nah, let them know my knee and back giving out on me because I didn't take care of myself when I was younger, when I was your age. That's what you tell them. That ain't the norm. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be 60 and 70 still lifting these heavy weights. Still walking around like I walk around now. Straight up. Salacious, peace, what's happening? Dominique, you already know. You already know. You know, and that's why I can't stand when I see the ones that don't take care of themselves say that. And they always say it amongst younger folks. I will never sit here and talk to young folks and be like, that's what comes with getting old. I always correct some of my clients that had a mentality when they start talking about my body, this, that, and the third because I'm old. I say, nah, you're not old. And for the most part, they do not be old. They might be in their 40s and 50s talking about they old. Like, nah, no. Like your body not supposed to be doing what you saying is doing because you got old. Like, no, it's not supposed to be doing that. Take care of yourself. All of that will go away. Goldie, what's happening? Boom, peace, what's happening? All of that will go away. But a lot of people have planted this seed in their mind that as we get older, as we age, the body is naturally supposed to break down. So all of this pain, all of these ailments, all of these diseases, all of these illnesses are justified. No, it is not. It is not at all. You know, I know plenty of 60 and 70-year-olds that do not have any ailments. I know plenty of them. Stuff is not normal. Like, this stuff is not normal at all. We got to change our perception when it comes to aging. Listen, age gracefully out here. Take care of yourself. We can get better with time. That's very much so possible. You know, I feel like I'm moving better now than I did at 17, 18, because I'm taking care of myself. I'm more mindful of what I'm putting into my body. And that's how it's supposed to be. As you get older, you're supposed to change what you put in your body. That's what you're supposed to do. But that's not what we're doing for the most part. You can't be 30 eating like you was at 15. You can't be 45 eating like you was eating at 20. Like, you got to change the game. You can't be 55 and 60 thinking you can still eat like you 20. It doesn't work like that, man. You got to change it up. We got to stop eating like we childish out here, man. You not 10, you not 15, you not 12. You can't be eating like that, fam. Like, you just can't be doing that, fam. Like, I'm not eating the same way I was eating when I was in high school. If I did, I would not be in the best of conditions right now if I was still eating the same way that I was eating in high school. Wasn't eating that healthy in high school. Wish I had this knowledge, but I didn't have it in high school. I was eating like a savage in high school. You know what I mean? So I'm glad I'm not eating that same way now, because I don't think things would be going as smoothly for me. And that's just for real. Boom, you say, what type of veggies do I use for my smoothies? Spinach, celery, watercress, carrots. Hey, sometimes you throw some broccoli in that joint. It's a lot of controversy surrounding kale. Elijah Muhammad told folks not to consume the kale. But again, I tell everybody to pay attention to how something responds to your body. See, this is the thing. It's another thing we got to understand about food. Each person is different. Even with black folks, we all respond to food different individually. You know what I mean? We all got different genetic makeups due to our upbringings and things like that. So some of the foods that I'm able to tolerate that elevate me, you may not receive those foods well. So when I consume kale, makes me feel great, fantastic, gives me a lot of energy. Somebody else can consume kale and it does a total opposite. Now, one thing you gotta watch when it comes to kale, if you overconsume kale, it can mess with your thyroid. So I keep the kale to a minimum for that reason. You know, but those are some of the main veggies, man. Arugula, spinach, watercress, but spinach is one of my main joints. And there's even some controversy surrounding spinach. But again, I feel good when I consume the spinach. That's why spinach is like my base vegetable. You know, and carrots and things like that. And the kale occasionally. But again, always pay attention to how you respond to a food. Pay attention to how you respond to an herb. Like, you got to pay attention. Like, yeah, I could tell y'all what I consume, but the way I eat may not be the best way for you to eat. Again, pay attention. I eat the way that's best for me after a lot of experimenting. You know, and there's some people that can adopt the way that I eat and they thrive. And there's somebody that can adopt the way that I eat and they do not thrive. So again, you just got to experiment. You got to experiment. I have done a lot of experimenting when it comes to self. And that's how I've landed on the regimen that I follow now. You know, again, like I said, I ain't out here, I'm not eating for taste. You know, as Elijah Muhammad said, I'm eating to live. You know, so when I consume something and it make me feel good, I keep that in the arsenal. I keep that in the regimen. If I eat something and it don't make me feel that good, I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna rock with that. I need to feel good, man. I need to eat something and it gives me life. That's what I'm on. Like, y'all, people be eating for the taste. Like, oh, it tastes good. Next thing you know, you got a headache. Your stomach hurt. Man, I ain't got time for that anymore, man. Like, them days are long gone when I eat for enjoyment. Like, this tastes good, but now my stomach hurting. Because I shouldn't have had that. Like, yeah, this ice cream good, but now my stomach is messed up. It's not good. No, I don't got time for that. I'm not sacrificing my body to enjoy the taste of some food. No, it's not happening anymore. Oh, Eugene, she taking care of herself. Ray Shine, not at all. Not at all. Feel for sure, 100%. Yeah, that watercress is lovely. Get you some watercress, man. Put that watercress in the smoothie. Fitawari Fitness, peace. What's happening? Dominique, let's get it. Hey, let's get it. Yeah, turnips good for sure. The real, let's get it. Hey, make sure you getting your fruits and veggies in for sure though. Make sure that's happening. Dominique, for sure, and that's where I'm at with it. You know, to the point where if I slip up the slightest, like my stomach lets me know. So I get sick, have all type of stomach problems. I don't have time for that, man. I just don't. Like, I can't even afford to really be sick, man. I got gyms to operate, people to train. Like, I can't be down bad like that. So I got to make sure I'm putting the proper foods into my system, man. And it's quite simple. Fitawari Fitness for sure, 100%. Hey, them are all good, especially that Cali loop. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I pay attention to my body, man. As soon as I tap in with something, it don't sit well with me. Nah, we good. We good. Like I said, I was eating for pleasure. I was eating for taste. I had my time with that. It's almost like going to the clubs and stuff like that. I served my time with that. Now, hey, I'm trying to live. I'm trying to live like I see too many people struggling and suffering with all type of physical ailments, and they don't have to be. They don't have to be. Like, you do not have to be suffering with these physical ailments. You don't. You don't, man. Some lifestyle changes can reverse all of that. Some lifestyle changes can prevent all of that. We don't have to be suffering, man. We don't have to be suffering with these physical ailments, man. You do not. You don't have to be suffering from that diabetes. You don't have to be suffering from that heart disease. You don't have to be suffering from that hypertension. You don't have to be suffering from that cancer. You don't have to be suffering from these things, man. Now, again, the medical industry, these doctors in the pharmaceutical industry, they gonna tell you that you have to suffer with them, that there's nothing you can do about it. But that's a lie. That's a lie. We've had a lot of people come before us and show and prove that that's a lie. But it's hard to look that type of stuff up on the internet because they done censored everything and they deleted all of that type of information. But that's a lie, though. You don't have to suffer. Got plenty of books that folks have written talking about how they have reversed the ailments that folks have told them they cannot reverse. And they didn't go through chemo. They didn't go through all of these treatments and whatnot. They went the holistic and natural way. And they done reversed a lot of these ailments that folks said was incurable. So I ain't got time for that. Got time for that. I don't even pay attention to that. You know, I tell people all the time, you gotta give people that hope because it's possible. Again, I always talk about how wise and intelligent the body is. You know, so hey, The body can heal itself from anything, and that's just a fact. That's a fact. You just gotta first give it permission, then you gotta feed it the necessary. You gotta feed it the necessary nutrients. You know, it might be more complicated depending on what ailment you fighting against, depending on what stage you in regards to the disease. It might be more complicated, but that don't mean it's impossible. Just because something is difficult doesn't mean it's impossible. You know, so yeah, certain conditions are harder to reverse than others. But again, just because it's complicated, just because it's difficult, doesn't mean that it's not possible. You know, so once I understood that the body is able to heal itself from any and everything, I don't even pay attention to what these so-called doctors are saying. You know, I know if I gotta fight anything, I know the body can be victorious if I just do what's right. But I'd rather take the preventative measures in the first place. And I suggest everybody else do that. Dominique, 100%. You know, I got plenty of stories like that. I got books about people that didn't reverse all types of cancers. I got books about folks who didn't reverse diabetes. I got books of folks who didn't got rid of AIDS. Like, for real. All through what you eat and lifestyle changes. Getting the proper amount of sun. Like, I made a Facebook post years ago that said the sun should be a part of your diet. That's vitamin D. You know, so the sunlight needs to be a part of your so-called diet. You know what I'm saying? That needs to be included. Sunlight. Make sure you get the proper amount of sun. You know, so especially if you down south, like my folks down south, man, I love going down there because you're able to get that sun. It's always warm. It's always hot. You know, but the sun should be a part of your regimen. The sun should be a part of your regimen. And for the longest, it was a part of our regimen. You know what I'm saying? Until y'all know what happened to us. But it was a natural part of our regimen. That's why black folks need more vitamin D than other folk. That's why we need more vitamin D, because that's our original climate. So we was used to getting a ton of vitamin D. Then we were taken from our natural climate and placed in these unnatural climates. And here we go. But the sun is your friend. Oh, I'm on you for sure. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make a post after I get done with 3 of the herbs that I'm taking right now. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Matter of fact, 4. Yeah, I'll make a post. I'll make a post about that so y'all can see the herbs and whatnot. I definitely can do that. Dominique, one of the books is called, and I showed it on here before, called Chris Beat Cancer. Another one of the books is called Rogers Recovery from AIDS. And that book was crazy. I read that book like 12, 13 years ago. Rogers Recovery from AIDS. That book was crazy. It was like a physician took on his friend, like his friend had AIDS, and this dude was like a physician. I forgot what type of physician he was. You know what I'm saying? But he took on his friend. The friend, friend had AIDS. And I'm talking about he was on his last leg. And this physician started doing some studying. And he came across holistic approaches. Now, mind you, he was indoctrinated from the Western approach, Western medicine. So he wasn't even privy to this information that he was coming across. And he came across the holistic information. And he had his friend go on like a juice fast, like a raw juice fast, and just had him get a proper amount of rest or sleep, and the proper amount of sunlight. And lo and behold, his friend or his buddy reversed that condition and was free of AIDS. And he was like, once he came across that information, and once he practiced it, I guess, on the friend, and the friend reversed the AIDS, then he was like, man, he had felt guilty over the years in regards to treating his clients with all these drugs and whatnot that was killing them. So he was about to start teaching the truth out here, and they threatened to take his license. And so he had to relocate overseas to practice. Like, that's how they do these folks. So you don't even hear about some of these stories because they threaten to take these folks' licenses, man. And these people had to end up relocating overseas somewhere to practice. And they, for the most part, they had to practice in silence. They have to practice in silence, man. So they over there curing people of all type of diseases, but you can't hear about it because they done silenced them. They like, oh man, he didn't mess around and found out that you can reverse AIDS. We got to threaten to take his license. So this dude had to go overseas to start practicing because he was like he couldn't treat it. He said he could no longer treat people using Western medicine. He said he couldn't do that. But they wouldn't allow him to do it. They was threatening to take his license. So he had to relocate. So I said, yep. Y'all already know how they do it. But yeah, Rogers' Recovery from AIDS. You may or may not be able to find that book now. I don't know. And Chris Beat Cancer. And then the books on diabetes. One of them is called Conscious Eating. And that same author that wrote that book like 700 pages. But the same author that wrote that book, I think it's called There Is a Cure for Diabetes. I think that's another book written by that same author who wrote Conscious Eating. There is a Cure for Diabetes. I think that's the name of his book. He got another book talking about reversing diabetes, and I think that's it. If not, just look up the author to the book of Conscious Eating, and he should have a book revolving around reversing diabetes. Oh, Goldie for sure. I don't fool with none of that Western nonsense. And then they good for misdiagnosing you. TZ, you already know I wouldn't put that past anything. They good for misdiagnosing us. So you go to the doctor, they tell you go there complaining like it's serious. Like, man, I feel like something is off. They tell you it's nothing. Then 5 months later, now you got full-blown cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you went to them like, man, something ain't feeling right. And they were like, nah, you good, just take this. Give you some type of medication. Then you go back 6 months later, you done lost all type of weight. Now they telling you got cancer. I got examples of that in my family. So that's why I don't like that. I just don't like that. You got to get about 6 or 7 different you got to get about 6 or 7 different opinions, man. Nobody got time for that. They good for misdiagnosing you. Here, just take this, man. You know what I'm saying? Your head hurting. It's been hurt for 7 days in a row. Just take this, man. Take this ibuprofen. Take this Tylenol. Like, nah. It's not normal that my head been hurting for 7 days. It's a little more serious than an ibuprofen or a Tylenol. And then next thing you know, you go back there and now you got heart disease. Like, come on, man. I didn't seen a lot of that. I didn't seen a lot of it. That's why my trust level in regards to these doctors is not that high. Because I didn't been a victim of that. Y'all know some of the stuff I done talked about. I didn't been a victim of that. So my trust level is not that high. So I would never take what one doctor tells me if I do go to a doctor, like one of these Western doctors. If I for one, I'm probably not gonna believe 80% of what they telling me. And secondly, I probably was forced to go there. You know what I'm saying? It was an emergency. So I ain't gonna believe a lot of what they telling me. But hypothetically speaking, if I went there, like, I'm not about to take what the first doctor tells me at all. I'm about to get about 6 or 7 different opinions on it, and I'm gonna go from there. Hypothetically speaking, I ain't rocking with them at all. We go the holistic way. We find holistic practitioners and things like that. Like, that's what we on. And we gonna eat these fruits and veggies, and we gonna pop these herbs. We gonna drink the water. We gonna exercise. So we gonna do what we need to do. We're not gonna rely and depend on them to create a healthy environment for us. We can do that ourselves. Goldie, that's a lot of people on that. a lot of people on that type of vibe with it. Who knows? But I know at the end, one thing for sure that I do know, because Magic Johnson only got HIV. See, what people don't understand, like, I got a book called Timeless Secrets of Health and Rejuvenation. And that book and a few other books I got talk about HIV and how it's, I'm not going to say essentially harmless, but HIV is not what's going to kill you. You could have that virus, The only time that virus actually transforms into AIDS is when you create a harmful environment, when you feed it. You know what I'm saying? So if you have that virus, it is essentially harmless if you are taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm gonna save that information because I'm trying to save that information. But you can have this HIV virus for a very long time lying dormant in you, and if you're doing everything right internally, that virus won't amount to anything. It won't amount to anything. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. But I want to, yeah, that Timeless Secrets of Health and Rejuvenation. That was the first book where I came across that particular information from. Oh, Eugene, yeah, they all about money. Yeah, they all about the money. That's why they, again, like folks say, there's no money in the cure. It's only money in us being sick, because then we got to keep going to them. You know, so it ain't no money in the cure. No money in it at all. You know, that's why they provide us with treatments, not cures. Let me get you this treatment. We going to treat this ailment. We going to treat this disease, but we not going to cure or reverse anything. Y'all, we not going to reversing centers, reverse centers, where we trying to reverse the ailment. You know, we not going to centers of the cure. You know, we going to get treatment. Like, that's where you going. You going to get treatment. Like, people be like, I'm going to get cancer treatment. I'm not going somewhere to reverse the cancer. I'm going to get cancer treatment. You know, so again, if you want to deal with the cure, you can't rely on these doctors. You can't rely on the doctors. They not gonna feed you that. They only gonna make it look like you can get treatment, but there's nothing you can do for it. Like I continue to say, one of the easiest things to get rid of that they got people feeling like they got to take medication for life is high blood pressure. Sweet Tea, what's happening? Healthy Black Pill. Everything about that industry is depressing. That's why for the life of me, I would never go into a hospital. Like, get me up out of there. I don't want to be in no hospital. Everything about a hospital is depressing. And that goes against their Hippocratic oath. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not supposed to be causing harm like that. You know, they supposed to be supplying you with hope. They not supposed to be making it seem like you're not gonna make it. They not supposed to be telling you, hey, there is nothing we could do about this, or you can't reverse this, or you can't cure that. Like, nah. They understand how powerful the mind is, and they understand how powerful the placebo effect is. You know, so if they give you that hope, if they plant hope in that person's mind, that could be powerful enough to assist in the reversing process or the cure. But if they don't supply you with any hope, you gonna defeat yourself. So a lot of times, man, when a person has some type of cancer and they say you only got 5 months to live, and that person accepts that, like, man, that's gonna be what take them out. The mindset, they didn't accept what these folks had told them. Man, they told me only got 5 months to live, and you accept that and you believe it. Man, that's gonna kill you. That's what's gonna kill you. That is what's gonna kill you. That mindset. You have accepted that they have given you 5 months because they have told other people that. You got other stories where they done told somebody, man, you ain't gonna make it past this age, or you only got 6 months, and some of these people still living. You know what I'm saying? So if you accept what they tell you, you already know how that go. You already know how that go. You know, so I will never let them poison my mind with any of that nonsense. Like, there is no hope. Oh, you got X amount of months to... Nah, I don't. Not at all. But I would never opt for their treatment. Like, I would never do that. If I had any ailment, you can cancel whatever treatment they suggest, and I'm not taking that route. You know what I'm saying? I would go out on my own terms, fighting something naturally and holistically. And if I don't make it that way, it wasn't meant for me to make it at all. You know what I'm saying? I am not taking that path. You know, like I said, it had to be some type of emergency surgery. But other than that, I'm going to take the natural and holistic route. I'm an advocate for that route for almost every disease on the planet. You know? Because like I said, the body has the ability to heal itself from every ailment. From every ailment. They don't want you to know that. They don't want us to know that at large. They don't want us to know that. But it's true. Like I said, we got people who that written these books that they trying to suppress and bury, but we got them. Some of us got these books. Got the information. Folks ain't out here lying about it. Clocks in, my brother. Peace, what's happening? So I don't know about y'all, but I take the natural holistic route and we aging gracefully. Paper Chaser Records, peace, what's happening? We aging gracefully. You know, I'm gonna feel better with time. I'm gonna get better with time. I'm gonna move better with time. I'm gonna lift heavier weight with time. Like, we aging gracefully. So when people start talking crazy to me about that aging thing, I look at them and laugh. Like, oh man, I'm 50, my knee hurt. That's part of getting old. Folks out here struggling, man, can barely walk around. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, well, that's just what old age do. No, it don't. That's what old age does when you do not take care of yourself. Rephrase it. Old age can treat you right when you take care of yourself. And treat you right, fam. Treat you right. Long as you do what's right and exact. Long as you do what's right and exact. Like I said, I just had my smoothie. So we good. We rocking. I worked out early. So I'm doing what I need to do. Not going to break down. You're not going to see me 20 years from now and I'm hurting. No, I'm not going to speak that on myself. I will never speak that on myself. Never. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to see me 20 years from now, look the same way. Hair going to be longer though. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look the same way. Might have a little gray, you know what I'm saying, with some wisdom and whatnot, but be looking exactly the same because we're going to take care of ourselves. Healthy black pill for sure. You know, that's why I'm real mindful of what I say, especially in regards to myself. You know, because I didn't live that life in regards to speaking negatively about self, even if it was in a joking fashion and manner. Like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Like, I don't do that no more, man. Nah, we don't do that. Got to be very mindful of what you say about yourself and to yourself. Just be mindful of what you put in the atmosphere in general. You know, I've been real good with that lately, man. I ain't going out like that. Real mindful of the energy I put out into the atmosphere, man, because that stuff definitely comes back on you in one way, shape, or form. It might not affect you directly. It might affect you indirectly. You know, so you might put some bad energy out into the atmosphere and it comes back and it affects someone that's close to you. You know, so somebody close to you gotta suffer for some nonsense you put into the atmosphere. You know, so we gotta understand that when you put the wrong type of energy into the atmosphere, it might not necessarily come back and directly affect you. It might affect your children. You know what I mean? It might affect your mother and your father. It might affect your grandparents, whoever is close to you. It might come back and affect them. You know, so I'm always tapped into that, you know. So I try not to put that trash energy into the atmosphere, man. I try to be very cautious and mindful. I try to be very conscious and mindful of what I say, what I speak, even what I think. You know, because a lot of people think that if they don't utter their words, then it's not causing any damage. Nah, you can think it and it still causes damage. So you don't necessarily even have to speak it for it to come back around to you. You know, just the thought itself. You know what I mean? What we say, the thought is a vibration. The thought is a vibration in and of itself. So you just having that thought is powerful enough for it to come back on you. Like, straight up. A thought, like, we got to understand, a thought ain't just nothing. You know what I'm saying? A thought is a thing. Thoughts become things. Everything starts as a thought. You know, so you think it, just because you didn't speak it don't mean it ain't about to come back on you. So you got to be mindful of what you think and what you speak. You know, so that's real in the field. Oh, Mark, yeah, y'all already know I'm a big advocate of fasting. I'm always talking about fasting. I'm always pushing people to fast. I'm always, every religion and spiritual system advocates fasting. So for the life of me, that's why I don't understand why people don't do it. You can't even, it's hard, you hard pressed to go become part of a religion that don't mention fasting. But people don't be out here fasting, and then they look at you crazy when you mention fasting. I'm like, man, y'all be looking at me crazy for talking about fasting, but no matter what religion you follow, fasting is in there. No, I'm talking about, man, it's no matter what religion you follow, it's gonna be some form of fasting in that religion, I promise you. So it's always funny when people look at me crazy when I start talking about fasting. I'm like, dude, what book do you subscribe to? I guarantee you it tells you to fast. Guarantee you fasting is in there. Guarantee you whoever your Messiah is did some form of fasting. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. Moni, let's get it. I just came from Mississippi. My grandfather, bro, is 91 going on 92, I believe. Yeah, he's 91. Just saw him. And he's still out here. You know what I mean? I just hollered at my grandfather, bro, 91 out here. And he's still out here. Got a short memory and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That dude memory sharper than most of the young folk. You know, so hey, shout out to the elders that's taking care of themselves for sure, 100%. Kurt, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm with you on that. You know, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I can't wait to be in better shape at 45 than I was today. You know what I'm saying? At 45, I'm gonna be in better shape than I am right now. And that's facts. At 50, I'm gonna be in better shape than I was at 45. I promise y'all that's how this is gonna go. I promise y'all. That's what I'm speaking into the atmosphere. I promise y'all that's how my life is gonna turn out. Promise you. I'm getting better and better, day by day, minute by minute, second by second, hour by hour. Getting better. LD Black Pill. Hey, at the end of the day, discipline, everybody needs discipline. You know, so what better way to practice it than to fast? Break the food addiction. That's one of the best things you could do. And we do it indirectly when we go to sleep. People just got to master the waking fast. They got to master the art of fasting while they are awake. You know, that's the challenge. But you fast when you go to sleep. You know, people just got to master the art of extending that fast. That's it. You know, when you start telling yourself lies like I'm hungry, you know, that's when the problems start. You know, you're not hungry. You just had food 3 hours ago. There's no possible way you're hungry. Not possible at all. You know, you just ate 3 hours ago. It's impossible. You are not hungry. You know, so stop telling yourself that. Your body got a lot of body fat that is stored for that reason. So how you hungry and you still got 25% body fat? Tell me how you hungry and you got 30% body fat. You know, you step on a scale right now. Let me know if you got a scale that measures body fat. Let me know what your body fat is. And when you tell me you hungry, I'm like, how is that possible? How is that possible? For you to be hungry, that body fat would have to be very low. Very, very low for me to actually believe that you're hungry. That's why the body stores that. That's why the body stores the fat. That was an evolutionary tactic. The body gonna store the fat because it didn't know when it was gonna get its next meal. So that's why the body does that. Now we didn't got carried away, you know, because back in the day, we really didn't know when we was gonna get our next meal because we didn't have that quick access to these foods. Now it's quite the opposite. You know what I'm saying? We got all of this access to food, but the body's still operating the same. So now we overeating and that body's storing more fat and more fat and more fat. And now we ended up with an obesity problem. Mark, the book was called Roger's Recovery from AIDS, I believe. Like I said, I don't know if you can find it on Amazon now because I got that book very, very long time ago. And I remember I tried to find it one day and I couldn't. But it might be on Amazon still. CC, we have developed some of the worst habits on the planet. We have developed bad habits from a nutritional and dietary perspective. I'm talking about from a mental perspective. We just got bad habits across the board. You know, we got bad habits across the board, man. Mentally and physically, we just have horrible habits And we are good at trying to rationalize these horrible habits and justifying these horrible habits. When at the end of the day, there is no justifying these horrible habits. At the end of the day. Like, there's no excuse. You know, so just eliminate the excuse. Just say, man, I ate trash today because I wanted to. That's just what it was. You know, don't start telling me, oh man, I tried to fast, but I got hungry. No, you got fast. You was fasting and you just wanted to eat. You did not get hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what happened. You were not hungry. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? You fasted and you lacked the discipline and you wanted to eat. Just that simple. Mark, there we go. I think Moni done posted it. There it is. Miss Nia, peace, what's happening? But that's what it is, and that's okay. You know, if you tried to fast and it got the best of you, guess what? Tomorrow is a new day. You know what I'm saying? You wake up tomorrow and you do it again. You attempt it again. Like, we don't give up like that. And that's what be happening. A lot of people be trying these things and they be experiencing the healing crisis, which are those symptoms you're going to receive when you do fast, when you do detox and cleanse yourself, and they can't take it. Like I read off a long list of symptoms you can expect to receive when you start to cleanse yourself and when you fast and things like that. A lot of people can't handle it. When you fast, when you cleansing, you detoxing, and you start getting headaches, that's natural, fam. You're just going to have to tolerate the headache for a minute. Trust me, it's going to go away, and when it goes away, it's going to be all good. It's a healing crisis. So this stuff is natural and it's normal. That don't mean that you're hungry. That don't mean that you have to go eat something. You know, and a lot of people mistake those symptoms as a sign of they need to eat or as a sign of this ain't good for my body. Like, no. If you experience headaches and stomach issues, diarrhea, all that, your skin might break out. All of this is natural and normal when you fast and then you detoxing. All of it. You know, so when you fast and when you trying to go when you striving to go 24 hours without food and strictly water and you get a headache, that's normal. Doesn't mean, oh my goodness, I need to eat or I'm gonna pass out and faint. That's not what that means. Like, your body is cleansing itself. And the more toxic you are, the worse the symptoms will be. You know, so if you are very toxic, you will have some very heavy symptoms. If you are fairly clean, the symptoms won't be as bad if you experience any. But if you are very toxic and you are striving to detox and cleanse yourself, you can expect to have a lot of symptoms. You will not feel that good. Moni, exactly. On your purpose, you say you just found out I have sleep apnea. It's funny that you mentioned that, because when I was in Mississippi, that was a topic that came up, because there was a few people down there just telling me they got sleep apnea, cousin, and you know what I'm saying? Man, it was just a few people that's close to the fam talking about sleep apnea. My father actually has sleep apnea, and that is directly connected to what you eat. One thing for sure, if you got sleep apnea, you need to stop eating the dairy products. If you got sleep apnea, you need to cut the dairy out for sure 100% and see what your body does when you do that. But if you got sleep apnea, you need to cut all dairy out now. You need to cut all dairy out right now and don't look back. And that might right there just improve your symptoms. So I would start right there. If you got sleep apnea, first things first, no more dairy. Start with that. Justice, peace, what's that? If you got sleep apnea, start with cutting dairy. You just start there, you know, and see how that affects you. But that's the first step. You know, again, we got to take baby steps. I used to overwhelm people and tell them to do a million different things. That don't work like that. Baby steps. We're gonna start small. Cut dairy first and see what your body does. Miss Nia, hey, there we go. You hear what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Nia. Sneaking the phone at the gig. Yeah, Mark, yeah, fasting for sure. You know, but definitely don't consume any dairy. You just don't do that. You know, so read the ingredients. Make sure this thing, whatever you try to consume, ain't got no dairy in it. So start with that. And we're going to see how long you go like that for a month. Then we take it to the next step. It's a process. But sleep apnea is definitely something that you can destroy, delete, and remove from your life via making dietary changes. Now, I wish the people in my family would listen to me when I speak on this. But hey, it is what it is. That sleep apnea can definitely be reversed, though, via making some nutritional changes or dietary changes in your life. That's a fact. That is a fact. Like I said, I wish my own pops would listen to this information. But he got the sleep, he got the little machine and all that, and he think he good to roll. Like, man, that ain't normal for us to have to be hooked on a machine to go to sleep. It's not normal. But I can't, y'all know how that go. It's hard to get your own family to see that and get them to listen to you and make the changes. But we don't, being hooked up to a machine to go to sleep, fam, that's not normal. So we got to start looking at things like it's not normal. When I look, if I'm doing something, if I got to be hooked on the machine to go to sleep, first thing I'm going to tell myself is this is not normal. Something is up. Let me do something about that. I'm not about to be like, this is going to be the rest of my life. I got to sleep with this machine. No, I'm not accepting that. Like, I'm taking a pill for my blood pressure. I'm going to look at it like that's not normal. I shouldn't have to take a pill for my blood pressure. Like, I'm going to say that's not normal and I'm going to do something about it. Oh, yeah, CC, all of that. And Mark, you say passion flower, which I got that right here. Passion flower extract right here. I got the herb right here in front of me. I got other herbs too, but they not right in front of me. But I got the passion flower extract right here for people that have problems sleeping. This is a good herb for that. That passion flower, I got that. And then CC mentioned the other joints too. That valerian tea, definitely. Most definitely. And I seen my brother Antonio say the hibiscus tea. Yep, 100%. So again, I write stuff out like when I'm dealing with something, I'm like, nah, that ain't normal. I can't go like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't normal. I gotta do something about it. So we tapped in with the herbs, we tapped in with the foods, and I've been tapped in with it for a very long time. On your purpose, man. You the same age as me. 100%. Yeah, you shouldn't have it. Yeah, and that's right. That's right. And that's how you gotta look at it. So now that we understand that you should not have this, now it's time to restore balance in the body, which is doable. Very, very doable. So now we look at it and say, 32, got sleep apnea. I shouldn't have sleep apnea. Man, it's time for me to do something about it and restore balance in the body. Boom. And we're going to start with, hey, I'm not about to be consuming dairy products. And we're going to see how that works for me. We're going to do that for a month or two. Then we're going to take another step. And by the time you take 4 or 5 steps, that sleep apnea will be gone. And they'll tell you, there ain't nothing you can do about it in regards to reversing it. But what we can do is hook you up to this machine and put the distilled water in this machine, and it's going to help you out. That's what they're going to tell you. They ain't going to give you any hope when it comes to sleep apnea. They're not going to tell you that, oh, yeah, you can reverse that. Just stop eating the dairy. Just stop consuming the acidic foods. Yeah, just stop doing that. Like, nah, they ain't going to tell you that. Yeah, they ain't going to tell you that. I got some personal people that I know have reversed sleep apnea after the doctor then told them that they had it and that it wasn't really nothing they could do about it other than, get the little machine. And they changed the way they was eating, and next thing you know, they don't have this problem anymore. CC 100%. Definitely ready for healing. Like the body is ready for everything. Problem is, though, we don't give the body the proper tools. So the body is ready, but if it don't have the tools, it can't get the job done. It's almost like if somebody came to work on your crib and they don't have the proper tools. Like they could be ready to work, but they don't have the tools, so they can't get the job done. They ain't gonna be able to get the job done until they have the proper tools to get it done. So they could be ready and willing all day. They just need them tools though. And that's where we come in, supplying with the tools. So the body is like, I'm ready. Let's heal. But it's some tools that I need. And I need for you to supply me with these tools. What we do predominantly is not supply the body with the tools. Give your body the tools so it can put in that work. And the tools, that's the food you eat. It's the nutrients your body is receiving from the food. You know what I'm saying? From the smoothies, from the juices, from the herbs, man. Those are the tools. The sunlight, that's a tool. Proper sleep, that's a tool. You know, exercising, that's a tool. Meditating, journaling, that is a tool. Like all of these things are tools, man. Yeah, Mark, for the most part, when people claim to be hungry, they actually thirsty, you know, and that's age-old science. You know, people just don't be understanding it. I tell people all the time, you're not hungry, you just have an appetite, meaning you want to eat. Or you can eat. Doesn't need it, don't mean that you need to eat. So I tell people all the time, and they be mistaking those things. Yeah, on your purpose, that's all they want to get paid. They want to make the money. Y'all know how I go. Antonio, for sure. I get tired of people thinking they can outwork bad eating habits. You can't do it. I don't care. I don't care how many crunches you do. I don't care how many sit-ups you do. I don't care how many leg lifts, burpees. I don't care how I don't Russian twists, flutter kicks, scissor kicks. I don't care how many of that stuff you do. If you eating trash, you're not your body. You're not gonna scope the type of body that you want. You're not gonna get that type of body that you want. I don't care how many of that you do. You ain't gonna get the stomach that you want. It's just not gonna happen. And I got plenty of people that think that that's possible. I'm gonna outwork bad eating habits. That it don't work like that, man. It does not work like that. If it did, it'd be a lot more people in better shape than they are if we had the ability to outwork bad eating habits. But you can't. You can't. You know, so it's good that you working and moving, opposed to not working and moving. But no, you gotta change that eating. There is no way around it. And everybody trying to find a way around it. But there's no way around it. If you want to slim up that stomach and you want it to stay slimmed up, you have to change the way that you eat. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, listen, don't matter if you want to get ripped, shredded, lose weight, change the way that you eat. Point blank. That's point blank. But like I said, I got plenty of people, man, that think that they can just work hard and it offsets the bad eating. Like, no. Like, you doing yourself a disservice when you just do one thing and not the other. You know, you doing yourself a disservice when you say, all right, I'm gonna work out, but I'm not gonna eat right. Like, come on, man. That's a disservice, man. If you eat right and work out, man, I'm trying to tell you the way that you're gonna feel is ridiculous. Like, you're gonna feel like you can conquer the world. But when you work out and don't eat right, that's not the best of feelings. Because you start to feel like, man, I'm just burning what I just ate. Like, you don't feel as good. Like, straight up. Clocks in, you say, how do you stay consistent? This is the way I stay consistent. Like, I planted plenty of seeds in my mind. I changed my perception. So when it comes to exercise and eating right, I literally have told myself, like, I eat right and I exercise till I have to. You know, just like you feel like you have to brush your teeth, you have to take a shower, you have to go to work. Like, that's the way I view eating right and exercising. And I tell myself that. And I've told myself this over and over. So now it has become a reality. So now exercising and eating right, I have to do it. It ain't up for discussion because I planted that seed. I told myself this is something I have to do. Like, I don't care about whether I want to do it or not. That's irrelevant. It's something I have to do. So I changed the way that I viewed all of that. When it come to eating healthy and working out, I have to do that. So you gotta tell yourself, I have to do this. And then it becomes automatic. Like, I have to eat right. I have to drink these smoothies. I have to do that. I have to drink this juice. I have to drink this water. I have to work out. I changed my language. I changed my language. That's how I stay consistent. I changed my language. I changed my perception. Like, that is that simple for me. Like, I have to do these things. And every time somebody asks me about it, I tell them the same thing. I have to do it. Like, it ain't no, like, I have to work out. Because you have to. This ain't no lie. Like, I have to eat right. Because I'm trying to live. So in order for me to live, I have to eat right. So that's just what it is. I'm telling the truth. So when I plant that seed enough times, it becomes embedded in my subconscious. And now it's accepted. It's accepted in my subconscious that I got to do these things. So it's just what it is now. It's automatic now. I don't even think about it. I'm going to exercise because now it's a habit. I'm going to drink the smoothie because it's a habit. Just like we got the bad habit of eating bad foods, like now I got the habit of eating healthy foods. It's a habit. Repetition is king. The more you do it, the more you do it, the more likely it is to become a habit. Rose, peace, what's at it? Dion, peace, what's at it? Clocked in, 100%. Yeah, so it's the language. You got to watch what you say, watch what you think. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. I done read a lot of books on the subconscious mind and just the mind in general, consciousness, all that type of stuff. And it lets me know that I have a lot of power, but that power is in programming, so that subconscious mind is very impressionable, so you got to make sure the subconscious mind gets the right information, because it's very easy for it to get the wrong information, so you got to surround yourself with better quality. You know what I'm saying? You got to surround yourself with powerful information, powerful thoughts, powerful energy, so that can go to the subconscious mind. If you surround yourself with anything other than that, that too goes to the subconscious mind, and that has an impact on you. So when it was time for me to eat healthy, I had to not surround myself with people who eating trash. So it was either surround myself with people who eating healthy, but if I couldn't find that, I had to isolate from the people who was eating trash, because they wasn't on the same type of time. I couldn't be around that. Couldn't be around it. So that's why it's a natural disconnect when you start doing what's right and exact. When you plant that seed enough, your subconscious gonna be like, look, you trying to eat healthy, these folks not, you can't hang around them. So you're gonna start feeling a certain type of way when you around them type of people. And you're gonna naturally distance yourself from them. Because you done told the subconscious mind that you need to be healthy. And your subconscious mind looking at this group of people like they not healthy. So every time you get around them, you like, nah, you get this uneasy feeling. So you're going to start distancing yourself like, man, every time I get around these folks, I don't feel right. That's because you done told the subconscious mind, look, I need to be healthy. I need to, you planting the healthy seeds. So when you get around these unhealthy folks, your subconscious mind going to start sending off messages like, hey, alert, this the wrong group of people to be around. So you're going to start getting gut feelings around these folks. And that's the subconscious mind telling you, hey, you told me you want to be healthy. Why are you hanging around them? That's why it's important to listen to that gut, man. But you got to make sure you program that subconscious, man. And that subconscious is very impressionable. It's like the mind of a child, fam. Very impressionable. It's a very fragile mind. It's a very fragile mind. That subconscious mind is very fragile, very impressionable. It's not able to determine right from wrong, truth from fiction. Not able to do that. So again, you gotta be cautious when it comes to that mind. That subconscious mind will accept whatever you tell it. Literally. It will accept whatever you tell it. This is important. It will accept whatever you tell it. If you tell that subconscious mind that you ugly, then the subconscious mind is going to accept that. And it's going to surround you with all type of environments, feelings, and emotions that revolve around that ugly feeling that has now become your reality. That's why you got to watch what you tell yourself. That's why you got to watch what you tell yourself. You got to watch what you think, because the subconscious mind going to accept whatever. You know, that's the blessing and the curse of that mind, because it accepts whatever. You know, so you can use that to your advantage or you can use it to your detriment. It's your choice. I'm going to use that to my advantage and program it thoroughly and properly so that I can prosper and elevate and flourish out here. So again, make sure you programming that subconscious mind thoroughly and properly. That is very, very important. And it's very impressionable, man. Very impressionable. That's why it's so hard to break these habits. That's why it's very easy to form them bad habits. And it's hard to break them joints. Magic 100%. That mental diet is important. That's why, hey, you get up in the morning or whenever you start your day, man, it's very important that you start off on the right foot, in the right space mentally. Very important. Before you go tackle whatever it is you got to tackle for the day, plant the proper mental seeds. Don't let anybody else dictate how your day gonna go. You know, once you get up, once you awaken, plant proper and positive seeds for sure. Like, that should be the first thing. But 9 times out of 10, first thing we do, grab our phones or start thinking negatively about the day. Like, oh, I don't want to go to work, or I don't want to deal with these people. Oh, I don't want to do X, Y, and Z. First thing, really, you should be thankful that you woke up. So gratitude should be the first vibe of the day. Gratitude. My body just say, woke me up. I'm good. Now I'm able to conquer this day. You know, so gratitude should be the first move of the day. Should be the first vibe, man. Gratitude, I'm up. Because some people ain't going to wake up. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, gratitude. Gratitude. But instead, we wake up with attitudes. You know, so that ain't the way to do it. We wake up with attitudes instead of gratitude, and we go right for the phone so that we can look at nothing on social media. You know, so you need to spend that first 5 or 10 minutes to yourself, man, just expressing gratitude, being grateful, man, that you up. Just be grateful, man. Like, it ain't really a guarantee that you gonna wake up, fam. So every time you wake up, man, that's gratitude, man. I'm good. I'm up. I'm breathing. I have the ability to change whatever because I'm up, fam. Like, hey, whatever I did yesterday that happened, I'm up. It's a new day. I'm able to change the narrative if I need to. And because there's some people that unfortunately didn't wake up. You know what I'm saying? So for the life of me, I don't really understand why gratitude, man, we be taking that life for granted. I don't understand why gratitude is not the first vibe of the day. We wake up and we ready to complain about something. We ready to scroll on social media and stress ourselves out. Nah, man, you need to wake up and be grateful. For real, that's where your energy needs to be directed first thing in the morning. Practice that. 5-10 minutes, just gratitude, man. It's everything that you're grateful for. 5-10 minutes. First 5 minutes. I'm grateful for X, Y, and Z. You know, go down the alphabet. MC, peace, what's happening? So yeah, start your day with gratitude, end your day with gratitude. Like, y'all gotta stop taking life for granted, man, because I just seen too many people not wake up. Young ages. Like, literally, here 1 second, next second they not here. One day you chop it up with them, next day they didn't wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just let everything look like it was all good one day, then the next day they don't wake up out their sleep. And you like, man, what just happened? I just talked to him yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is happening. It's happening very often and very frequently. So, man, just be thankful every day that you wake up. Because I know a bunch of young bulls, man, that went to sleep after having a regular day and didn't wake up. Had underlying conditions that they knew nothing of. You know? And they just, like I say, had a normal day the day before. Went to sleep, wasn't thinking nothing of it. Didn't wake up. Like, nah, I ain't got time for that. So every time I pop up, man, every time I wake up, I'm like, man, here we go. This is good. It's great. Anything that I'm considering complaining about, that's dead because I'm up now. I'm good. So for real, man, I've been extra grateful and just thankful, man, for life. Like every day, man, every day that I had an opportunity to be better than I was the day before, man, I'm thankful, I'm grateful. You know, I don't really care what the outcome is, man. I'm just grateful to be alive and embrace this thing that's called life. Everybody talk about they ready to die, man. And like I said, I be ready to live. I'm ready to live this thing to the fullest capacity. I ain't trying to clock out before it's my time to clock out. Like I ain't trying to clock out prematurely. I'm trying to maximize my life. You know, that's what I'm striving to do. CEO, peace, what's happening? I'm striving to maximize my life. I'm gonna use all of my time. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't about to clock out way before it's my time to really clock out. Like I ain't about to go out like that. I ain't about to make it easy. You know? I'm gonna try to cross all my T's, dot all my I's. Of course, there's some things that's outside of your control, but the things that's in my control, I'm gonna control them. The things that I have control over in regards to my life, I'm going to exercise that control, and I'm going to control them. You know, I'm not about to assist myself in destruction, in my self-destruction, in my death. Like, no. I don't want to go out like that. So I'm not. But y'all, man, with that being said, I got to make some moves. I got to get myself ready to head back up to this gym, finish off these clients for the evening. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. It's always peace. I may try to tap in again with y'all tomorrow to close out the month, man. But I appreciate y'all taking this hour and some change out to listen to the kid bill. Hopefully y'all learned something. Hopefully y'all took away some jewels from this particular bill. I always appreciate y'all input, man. So it's all good. I'm gonna let y'all get back to enjoying y'all Tuesday. Y'all be easy out here. I'm out though. Peace.